Okay, hello everyone. This is Mike Gelzer, and I just want to set the stage a little bit for our Q3, Q4 planning, which we're beginning to undertake right now. So basically, what are we going to do between now and the end of the year? So the basic sort of gist of this video is that libp2p has a lot of balls in the air right now, and I think it may be more than we can handle. And the current trajectory that we're on right now, in my opinion, is that we'll reach the end of the year, if we don't do anything differently, we'll reach the end of the year with a fairly large number of sort of half-finished projects, but very few things that are truly complete. And I think that would be a very unfortunate scenario. I'd much rather reach the year with like 3 or 4 things that are really complete and shipped and people can use them, and we didn't make any progress on the other 15 things. I think that would be a much better outcome. So this is what I want to basically do. I want to propose that we try to align the planning around 5 basic goals, and these are not going to be very surprising. The first goal is to support our 3 most important downstreams. When I say most important, what I mean is these are the 3 downstreams that bring us the most benefits, bring the most benefits to libp2p, like in terms of visibility, users, credibility with other projects, etc. So these are in no particular order, but all 3 of them are very important to us. The fourth thing is we've got to do something about the DHT. This has just been going on for too long. I know that this is kind of like a multi-headed hydra of a problem, and it extends its tentacles into a lot of different things like the gateway, performance, and functionality within IPFS and how that performs. And so, this is a much bigger than just kind of one line item. But we've got to do something, whether it's replace it, heavily modify it, slim it down, change to a different algorithm. I don't know what the answer is, but I think we've got to address this, and we've got to do it by the end of the year and just put this behind us. And then the 5th and final thing I think we need to focus on is onboarding new contributors. So if we don't grow the size of our contributor base, the size of our project, we're always going to be in this situation where there's way more balls in the air than we can handle. So what I'm shooting for is something like 3 to 5 full-time contributors, and I also want to make some grants to well-vetted groups who we think can contribute on specific pieces of scope. So I'm aiming for something like 3 to 5 of those grants. Some of them might be joint grants with other groups like Ethereum Foundation or other foundations. Now, so for each of those things, what I basically want to do, and I'm not going to do it in this presentation, but we're going to need to dive into, we're going to need to unpack each of those 5 items, right? So, when we get into what does Ethereum 2.0 adoption really look like, it has a lot of different parts to it. They have, various things that they need. And within that, there's kind of a stack rank, and there's a way to, a plan to execute on each one and what the trade-offs of that are. And so this is going to be kind of the meat of the planning process. Just naming the 5 things like I did in the last slide is probably not, that's not the hard part, this pretty obvious part. I think the hard part's going to be unpacking things and making priority trade-offs to try to deliver all 5 of those things as best we can. And the last thing I want to say, and this is kind of obvious, so I think some things that we're working on now are inevitably going to end up on the back burner, just because they don't, as we unpack the 5 major goals that I've listed, I think we're going to realize that some of the things we're working on now are probably not that significant to achieving those goals. And I'm as sad about some of the things that will probably drop off as anyone else is going to be. I will point out that as we can onboard new contributors, whether they're grantees or people who are working full-time as contributors to the project, we should be able to bring some stuff back to the front burner, I guess, to continue with this metaphor. And so, that is a possibility, like, as the year progresses. But at this stage, I want to plan around the group of contributors that we actually have, as opposed to some hypothetical group that we might or might not have in the future. And so, just warning you, some projects are probably going to go on hiatus for a little while so that we can really focus on those 5 goals. Okay, that was the video. That's it. That's my basic presentation. I want to discuss this in the open as much as possible. So I'm going to create an issue on libp2p/libp2p. I'll post a link to this video. This video will be public. It's by the time you see it, you should be seeing it on YouTube or some venue like that. So thanks for your time, and I look forward to discussing this in the GitHub issue. Bye.